Good afternoon, I'm Sean Yao, and this is One News Now. Oil spill victims in Oriental Mindoro will have to wait just a few more days in order to file claims with the insurance company of the MT Princess Empress. Let's bring in Mon Gualvez, who's joining us live from Calapan City. Mon, can you clarify for us when claimants can finally begin to file their applications?
Sean, residents, businesses, local government units, and others affected by the oil spill are now marking their calendars for Friday, March 31st, because that will be the day the application for claims officially start. Yesterday was supposed to be the first day of application to receive compensation from the insurer of the sunken MT Princess Empress. However, it was hampered due to logistical concerns, as personnel from the insurance company just arrived from Singapore on the same day. Yet they still had to train employees of the local government on the forms that have to be filled out by claimants. These forms have specific security features, so no photocopies will be allowed. These needed to be translated as well in Filipino. And just a reminder for claimants, they need to bring a valid government ID as well as documents of registration for quicker processing. The compensation covers fisher folks, vendors, boat and resort owners, and tourism organizations in cities or towns covered by the state of calamity declaration due to the oil spill, while non-registered sectors or those in areas not under state of calamity may still apply, but they can expect a more rigorous screening process which may take up until 6 months. Meantime, residents who got sick due to the oil spill are not eligible for compensation, but the tanker's insurer vows to entertain and assess them if they do submit applications for this reason. Sean, while waiting for these claims, the government vows to continue its Cash for Work program, which has additional funding of another 100 million pesos from Dole Tupad. Relief goods from the provincial and local government units are still enough for 2 to 3 months. However, they would have to ask for a form of reimbursement on this from the insurance of the MT Princess Empress. Sean?
Thank you so much for that update. Mon Gualvez there, reporting to us live from Calapan City in Oriental Mindoro. Thanks, Mon. And the government is gearing towards conservation as it admits that there is a looming water crisis in the country. The LUA, or Local Water Utilities Administration, said that the effects of thin water supply are already being felt by the country's economy, the agriculture sector, and even Filipinos' health. To address this, the agency says that it will roll out infrastructure to ensure more sources of water.
Dineklara ng ating mahal na presidente na meron talaga tayong critical na level ng ating crisis dito sa water crisis natin sa Pilipinas. At ito ay tinatawag natin na El Niño-driven crisis. Dahil ngayon ay summer, at sigurado tayo na halos wala ng ulan at kailangan ng ating bayan ng mas marami pang sources ng tubig. Kaya panawagan ng ating mahal na presidente na dapat ay bigyan natin ng tuon ang pag-conserve ng tubig para sa ating bayan.
And the Education Department is leaving it to school administrators to suspend in-person classes as the extreme heat continues to rise. DepEd says that schools have the prerogative to determine whether their classrooms are not conducive for learning. If schools do decide to suspend face-to-face classes, the standard procedure is to switch to blended learning. Some universities in Mindanao have already done this to prevent heat exhaustion among students. Pag-asa had earlier said that temperatures across the country will continue to rise in the coming months. We're pausing for a quick break, but One News Now will be back with more stories after that. Stay with us. Thank you for staying with us here on One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. Leyte Congressman Richard Gomez says that 6 months is enough time to introduce amendments to the 1987 Constitution. The lawmaker is reacting to the concern of several business groups that the lengthy process of charter change could turn off investors. Gomez said they also worked within a 6-month timeline during their public consultations and committee hearings. The actor-turned-politician added that Chacha will be easier if done through a constituent assembly or CONAS.
It will be much easier kung talagang ang modality natin is CONAS. We have more than 300 people deciding on things. 6 months should be enough kasi konti nga lang yung pag-uusapan nyo eh. Kung hindi nyo kailangan repasuhin yung buong constitution, hindi kayo aabot ng taon-taon eh. You only need 6 months.
And the National Grid Corporation of the Philippines highlighted the importance of standby supply deals in preventing power outages during the dry season. That's after the Energy Regulatory Commission denied the NGCP's request to extend the contracts of its ancillary services, which support the transmission of power from generators to consumers. The NGCP says that while there is enough power to meet demand at the moment, the lack of contracts for ancillary services could affect certain industries through power fluctuations.
So while on paper, there should be no issue kasi there is enough power to meet both supply, demand for consumption, and also yung ancillary services natin. Right now, there's an artificial lack of ancillary services because although it's there, we cannot dispatch it because we have no contractual arrangement.
However, one consumer group believes that the NGCP is just taking advantage of the issue to get its way with the ERC.
Gusto nilang i-cover up yung kanilang kakulangan sa kanilang obligation as being the service provider ng grid. Kasi matagal na yan. Now, pinapasa yung blame with the ERC and eventually ipapasa niya ang burden ng mas mataas na kuryente dahil dito sa mga outages na ito sa mga consumer.
Here is a quick look at today's other top stories. The Finance Department is suggesting to merge 2 state-owned banks as directed by President Bongbong Marcos. Finance Secretary Ben Diokno said that a merger of the Development Bank of the Philippines and the Land Bank of the Philippines will create the country's biggest bank in terms of assets under management. The proposed merger aims to provide accessible and competitive financial services for Filipinos and enable the government to save on operating costs. Civic groups and communities affected by the oil spill in Mindoro have launched a coalition to demand government response and accountability from liable companies. The coalition, dubbed as SOS or Stop the Oil Spill, Save or Cease, was formed in a bid to combine efforts in calling for immediate action on the oil spill. It has been 1 month since the sinking of the MT Princess Empress, and authorities are still cleaning up the mess left by the oil tanker. President Bongbong Marcos greets his predecessor Rodrigo Duterte a happy birthday. In his message, Marcos Jr. assured that he will continue the past administration's programs and projects. Duterte turned 78 years old today. One News Now will be back with the latest stories at 6:30 p.m. I'm Sean Yao. We are One News.